Hello, my name is Madeline Keller, and I'm a senior at North Kansas City High School.
My name is Peyton Galloway. I'm a senior at North Kansas City High School, and I also live over on 21st Street at the campus.
My name is Sidney Hensley, and I'm
We are here to also address the food truck pod issue, but from the student perspective. The food trucks have been a hit with the North Kansas City High School population, and we heard about the proposal to remove them. So our leadership class at the school decided that we were going to fight to keep them. It has been a tradition over the years at the high school for students to have access to food trucks. We spread the word around the school and created a petition, which within one day got 785 signatures on it. With respect to all the established businesses in the area, the lunch crowd in North Kansas City has been limited in options for several years. This has created congestion and traffic throughout the area. With over 1,300 students at the high school looking for lunch every day, there is more than enough business to go around. Adding more options in a not previously served area would decrease congestion and would draw in more customers from all over the city. The food truck pod is no different than any other business wanting to open in North Kansas City, and many of the food trucks are owned by local businesses and residents. With any business, there is a risk of competition, and when you open a business, you accept that risk. Food trucks are encouraging more people to stay in North Kansas City and not go across the river or outside of the city for lunch. If the city's goals is to truly make a good place to live, work, and play, then bringing more diverse food options to local citizens will only help bring more people to the community. Thank you for allowing us to present our arguments to the City Council this evening.
Thank you.
Yeah. I'm really impressed with you young ladies having the courage and the ability to come down and address the issue. You know, this is a deliberative body. That means we deliberate about things. You brought forth a counter argument to what we have been talking about. I'm very impressed. Did you learn that in high school, or did you help your teacher help you write that, or did you? Really? Very good. Thank you for being a part of government. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Yes, I'm glad to see you here. However, you're talking to a lot of alumni here. There's no tradition of food trucks in North Kansas City High School. However, there is one that goes back into the 40s at least, the little store, which could be shut down on account of these food trucks. There's no tradition of food trucks in North Kansas City.
We were just going off of information given through some of the teachers that have attended North Kansas City High School that food trucks used to pull out in front of the main building across from the church, and they would, during lunch, they would sit and kids would go out and attend them all the time.
That's true. They did do that, but it's not a tradition. It was not a tradition then. It happened for a while, then it went away. However, I appreciate your opinion and the opinion of the students. However, to support something just for the students who are only here part of the year and destroy some companies, organizations that's here year round and must make their living year round doesn't always make the best sense for the city as a whole. Thank you.
A lot of you guys go over to Dairy Queen, don't you? I see tons of students that go over there, for example. You just want more variety?
Well, we just think it would be not just for the students, but also for businesses, business members, people that work at the hospital or Cerner. It's just more variety, and people would be more willing to try also other businesses if they find the food trucks appealing. Then they could go to the little store and they could go to Dairy Queen because they would see that North Kansas City does have a wide variety of options here for food.
Mayor, one of the things that you don't know about North Kansas City is about the only open campus in the state of Missouri. And the reason that it's open and the reason the IB program is here is because it's a community. And the students over the years have been a big asset to supporting the establishments in North Kansas City. And although the idea of food trucks, sort of cool and handy, but there are too many people working right up against the edge of things as far as making a decent profit and paying their help a decent wage to have it infringed upon. And I graduated from North Kansas City in 1956. All my grandkids have been here. My children have been here. And I don't remember a big onslaught of food trucks across the street from the high school. So Okay.
You should be.
Thank you very much.
I just have one little comment. One thing that you referred to earlier that I don't think we talk about enough in this discourse, and I think, Bill, you said it very well, is the possibility that food trucks or even other businesses in North Kansas City would make our market larger. We're sort of assuming when we're talking about food trucks that there's a very limited market in North Kansas City of who will go and have lunch at these locations, whether it's a food truck or a restaurant or bricks and mortar building. And I think one thing we're not really talking about that maybe we should be is, do the food trucks bring in additional market size? And therefore, do we increase business for everyone and not necessarily put folks out of business? And I just think that's probably something we need to discuss and we need to understand better as we go through this process. I like the idea of the trial, frankly, because it gives us an opportunity to talk about it, to debate it, to hear both sides of the issue, and to figure out what's right for North Kansas City. I have a lot of constituents that are very pro food trucks, and I have certain, business owners and other people who are against them. I thank you for mentioning that there are food truck owners in North Kansas City. We have some actually in our neighborhood who own a food truck and are very excited about the food truck pod. So I'm a little torn on this issue because on the one hand, I don't want to see existing businesses suffer, but on the other hand, I know people who own food trucks in North Kansas City, and they are businesses too, and I need to understand and hear what they're saying. So